So today I decided that it would be fun to fill out another page of my colorful sketchbook. And when I say colorful, I mean like a sketchbook dedicated to color only. And that includes, black and white, but it has to have color in each page. And that's kind of like a rule that I have for myself because I don't really dabble in color as much as I should. And as an artist, I feel like we should probably try to grow, right? Right. So that's the plan. Fill out a blank sketchbook page. The last video I used gouache paint, and this video I'm going to be using gouache paint again. I think I've only been using these Himi gouache paints for like a week or two, probably a week or two. And it's definitely a learning curve. I haven't done enough with them, and here's hoping that maybe the future sketchbook pages will have more gouache paint paintings. I don't know. We'll see. I'm excited. So yeah, let's get to it. Let's fill out this baby. Let's do it.
Okay, let's go. So the first thing I did was make a quick wash of some black that I had. I decided that it would look nicer if I had tried to make crisp lines on the edges, and you'll see how that turns out later. Spoiler alert, it did not turn out as well as I thought it would be, but it is what it is. Here I am just covering it with a light wash of watered down black. It didn't really want to stick on there for too long, and it didn't really want to hold, so it didn't really show up in the end. It was just watered down black, and it didn't really do much, but we learn from our mistakes. And in this whole thing, I make a lot of mistakes, as you can tell. Like right now, I literally just, why did I put my hand on there? Anyways, I was trying to go for like a spooky kind of illustration because it's spooky month. It is October as of today, and I have not drawn anything that's October-y as of lately, and I really had like a feeling of wanting to do that. So I thought, why not dark forest with something in the middle? And originally I was going to make a house in the middle, but you'll see that I ended up going with what I went with, which was, this thing that you'll see in a second. Anyways, I found it really fun to make trees. I don't really make trees that often, so I was just kind of going with my gut and seeing what works. And the fact that I didn't wait for the paper to completely dry kind of ruined the tree, but also didn't, because as you can see, it's slowly like warping, it's slowly becoming scratchy, and at first I was really upset by it, and here I am trying to like go through these scratchy lines and trying to make it better, but it just made it worse. I should have just waited for it to dry, honestly. But whatever, I thought it was kind of cool, and it kind of went with the spooky theme. You gotta work with what you have. Yeah, so that was another mistake I did. This whole illustration filled with mistakes. Happy little accidents, one may say. Not to quote Bob Ross, but yeah, this whole thing I ended up having to learn how to deal with a lot of problems. And yeah, I mean, you could tell that this tree ended up better because it had more time to dry on the paper. But I thought, you might as well make them sisters. You might as well make them look alike. So here I am trying to do the same effect. And I think for the most part, it did work out, but it's not giving the same effect as the first tree, because that tree's iconic. This one is man-made. I don't know why. I think it's just my tendencies to do so, but I typically use gouache as watercolor, and I'm trying not to do that, but I always gravitate towards that, and it's just hard for me to not do that. I think if I had went in with a more like opaque paint instead of watered down gouache, it would have turned out a lot better. That being said, mistakes were made, and it is what it is, so we just have to go with it. I thought it would be fun to give it a little like spooky branches at the end. You know how like the main character of a horror story gets caught in those branches when they're running away from the serial killer? Yeah, that's what I wanted to give. I'm trying to give that. I think I found it a little bit difficult to add a like light wash of a color, mostly because I had plastered this page with gesso, so the paper can't really soak in the paint as well. And I find that to be true with all my other paintings that I put gesso on. I think it's mostly meant for like acrylic paints or stuff like that, but if I'm trying to go the watercolor route, then next time I'll definitely be sure to not put gesso on the paper. Here I am, painting little graves from memory, because I used no reference. This entire thing, I just went with it with my brain power, with my imagination. Yeah, so that was mistake number one, was going into this blind and having no game plan. Next time, I'm gonna be sure to put a game plan on that. But this time, we're just kind of imagining things up. So I thought, what would be nice in the middle of a forest? A little death, visiting his little friends. Maybe it's his little family. We don't know. But yeah, I thought it would be fun to add maybe like bushes in the foreground. I think that's what it's called. The front area of the viewer's eyes. Pretty sure that's foreground. Anyways, I did it really poorly, and I also tried to add flowers on the graves, but then I realized, oh, this is kind of bad. Let's add flowers everywhere. And I was like, okay, well, this looks very plain. Let's just add that color here so that it pops out. And I think for the most part, it kind of works, but I kind of did it sloppily. So is it well done? No, but it's done. And this is another mistake I made, was going over the top part with a different color, and I tried to take it off, but it's on there. And it doesn't look too bad, but yeah. Anyways, I tried to fix up the whole thing with pen. I thought maybe if I added some lines on the trees that it'll turn out a little bit better, and I think it did. Honestly, I think it did. I think I really like the lines. Here's another thing that I messed up on, was going black on black. Yeah, how did I think that would come out well? It didn't. Next, I decided that, the black didn't work on black, so why not add white on it, which was 10 times better than the original plan. So we just added some generic little flowers. I thought it looked cute, and I thought it would bring the whole thing a little bit forward, and the bushes wouldn't be so bad. Then I decided to add just some lines that would bring out the background a bit more. I really like these lines. I think they turned out better than I thought they would. I like how I didn't make them even. Maybe I should have, but they are what they are. And I just added some extra lines to give it that pop. I was gonna make it like stained glass, but I just knew I was gonna mess it up, so I didn't want to do that. Here I am just finishing it up with some red flowers, or red dots, but in my brain, they're flowers. And yeah, that's it. And after I let that dry, just got to peel off the fun washi tape. This is the best part, in my opinion. But then when I peeled it off, those lines aren't as crisp as I wanted them to be. But, it's okay. It's part of the spooky aesthetic. It is part of it. And we're just gonna accept what had happened. It is what it is. And yeah, here is my finished piece. Look at that. Wow. I did that. The lines may not be crisp, but the page is filled, and that's important. That is important.
So this is how my painting came out. I went into this really blind. I had no plan, and that was probably my biggest mistake, was going in without a game plan. If I could do this over again, and I probably will in the future, because I kind of like what I came up with, but if I could do this again, which I will, I would most likely make a full sketch first and then go in with the paints, because going in on this blind, that was a choice. That was a choice. And I really like how it came out. I like the color schemes. I like how I stayed with the single color, what's it called, monochromatic. It's sort of monochromatic, and I'm happy with that, and I like the idea. Now if I can go back in and redo it, I would, and maybe that'll be another video. I don't know if it'll be soon. It might be a little down the line, but either way, I really feel like I should redo it, honestly. But it was such a learning experience, and I'm not like the biggest fan of gouache, even though I've only been using it, really truly using it, for the past few days. And it's a learning curve, and I'm having a good time. At least I'm having fun. That's all that really matters, honestly. That's just one page that I've done out of all these pages. All these pages that I have left. I have more than half of this sketchbook to go. So we've only done probably about 10 pages. And I think the sketchbook is 60 pages, probably. I can't really tell because I plastered it with stickers, but it looks like about 60 pages. I don't know. But we are going to fill out this whole sketchbook with color, so that's the plan with this sketchbook specifically. And I'm probably going to maybe fix this cover so that it's more, I don't know, more fun, more cute, more haha, yay, instead of, because I just went with the regular pink color scheme on the blue background, and I don't know, I kind of don't like it. That might be a thing. I might do that. So yeah, thanks for joining me on this sketchbook page. I know it was a little everywhere. In the end, it was really fun to make, and I really like how it ended up being, even with all of its challenges. So yeah, if you like this video, I plan on making more, and maybe subscribe. I don't know, maybe like it, I don't know. And yeah, or follow me on my social medias. I post a lot of art on there too. So yeah, that's all I got for you guys today, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!